So the crypto market's pumping, and a lot of people are starting to feel the same way. Many people are saying this pump is the same as the rest. It'll pump, make us feel excited, then dump, erasing all the gains. And today I want to talk about three key reasons as to why I actually think this pump is different and why I don't think it's going to play out the exact same way that we've seen it play out the last couple times. Now, before we get into that, of course, guys, don't forget if you do trade crypto and you are experienced, not a beginner, head to the link down below and go get that 10% bonus on all first-time deposits between $500 and $100,000 because this offer isn't going to last long, but this literally means you can get up to $10,000 right now to start trading with. So why would you not capitalize on it? Check out that link down below. So the very first reason as to why I believe that this pump is different is because the narrative for the macro outlook is weakening. Okay, what do I mean by that? So what we've been seeing over the last couple months is a huge reaction in the markets to the narrative that's happening politically. Of course, Trump is coming to office and Trump is making changes. And these two things have allowed the crypto market and many other asset classes like the stock market to get very volatile. Of course, when Trump says something good, market goes up. When Trump says something bad, market goes down. And it's happened over and over and over again. The thing about it is, though, oftentimes the longer you go with a certain narrative sitting above your head, the less you'll react to it. It's kind of like the boy who cried wolf. The boy comes in, screams that there's a wolf, everyone freaks out, everyone panics, they make these crazy moves. Then they say, oh, there's no wolf. And then the market goes up. And then the boy cries wolf again, then the market dumps again. And everyone's freaking out, worried, but everyone's starting to get like, there wasn't a wolf last time. But the market still does dump. Then he says, oh, never mind, no wolf, right? And it happens over and over and over again until eventually everyone's like, hey, I don't care if you cry wolf. I'm not going look for this wolf. I'm not going run from this wolf. I'm not going hide my little pigs, right? I'm not doing any of these things because the narrative weakens. People care less. Think back to the pandemic. Okay, if you were here during the times of the pandemic, do you remember how the market reacted crazily to the numbers of people who had the vid, like crazy for the first 2 or 3 months? So every time we would get numbers of whether the number of people who had, I wish I could say the word, the vid, if that number went up, the market would dump like crazy. If it went down, the market would pump like crazy. It would happen over and over and over again until eventually people just didn't care anymore. They're like, I don't care if there's more people or less people with it. I'm just going to do what I'm going to do. All of these things are natural and they're normal. And what I believe is happening is that the crypto market is starting to not care so much about what Trump is saying whenever it comes to tariffs. Obviously, it is impactful, and especially for the stock market, but the crypto market specifically is just caring less. And you are starting to notice that. Because, for example, just yesterday, we actually got news that Trump said that we may actually start to see him re-implement some of the reciprocal tariffs as soon as the next couple weeks. But guess what? Although the market did pull back a little bit off of this news, it didn't really pull back much because people just don't care. They've come to realize that all this is just negotiation tactics. All of this crazy stuff with tariffs realistically has nothing to do with us and we can't control it whatsoever. And so people are just caring less. And as a result of that, it's allowing the market to stabilize a ton more, which is why I do think this pump could be different as it won't, I don't think it's just going to end up leading to some huge dump like we've seen time and time and time again. Now, the next reason why I think it's different is liquidity injection. This is the first pump from this year that's actually supported by an increase in liquidity. Over the last couple years, this blue line is a representation of global liquidity. And if you want to know what liquidity is, it's simply just the amount of money that people have or the easiness of access to money. Just how easy is it to get to money? How much money do people have, right? And over the last, throughout the course of the year and, the previous couple months, the reality is, listen, there was not much liquidity. Liquidity, especially global liquidity, was going down. And crypto is a liquidity-based asset class. If there's no liquidity, crypto will not do well because it's still small. If there's a lot of liquidity, crypto will do well. And so considering the fact that liquidity was going down, obviously, anytime the crypto market tried to pump, it wasn't supported by anything. This was just people who were in the market just buying, but then taking profits the second that something happened, right? There was nothing to actually back any of these pumps, whereas this time it is different because there is liquidity to back the pump. And considering that crypto needs liquidity to pump, this is an opportunity for it to sustain itself. I think that's pretty clear. And then the very last reason as to why I believe this one is different is, again, just structural changes. When you look at Bitcoin, for example, let me just look at this from a more macro perspective. You can see the differences here, guys. Bitcoin had been sitting in a descending parallel channel with a massive point of resistance above it, constantly forcing the price down anytime we got close to it. And what has happened over the last week or so is that it's broken out of that channel. It's removed itself from the situation that was constantly forcing it downwards. And by breaking out of the structure, it now opens the door for possible moves to what could be 100,000, 110,000, 120,000. All those things are possible now, which they weren't before. And so knowing that the structure itself is different and we don't have these huge descending levels of resistance right above us, of course this time is different because the different weighing impacts or the weighing factors are now different themselves. There isn't this sitting right above us. There's not much sitting above us. There are Fibonacci zones, of course, but not this descending channel, which was going to continuously force Bitcoin's price down until it broke out of it, which it was capable of doing. And so when you factor in the fact that the people are caring less and less about this tariff narrative, they're injecting more liquidity, not only from this global injection, but obviously into crypto itself. And the fact that the structure in itself of crypto is changing makes it quite clear to me that what we're seeing in the crypto market is different. And I think although this doesn't guarantee that crypto isn't going to do this, because it still might, right? It makes it much more likely that what we're seeing here is an actual shift. It's an actual change in the market. And that might mean that it goes sideways for a while or that it just slowly climbs upward for a while. But I do believe that it will be different. And that I do think that this pump in itself will be the first step into actually opening up a new phase of the market that, again, could be either sideways or could be upwards, but shouldn't be consistently downwards. Now, again, I might be wrong, and maybe something does happen that triggers the market to continue to pull back and the bear market to continue. That could be the case. But the reality here is that we have a shot, we have a chance for this to be different. And that is why I do think what we're seeing right now is much different than what we were seeing before. So what do we do now? Well, it's very simple. We continue to buy on the green days. We continue to sell on the red days. I've put these bubbles on here over the last couple of days just to show you. These green bubbles were when we were doing purchases. These red bubbles are when we were on video, provably taking profits. And this is what we're going to continue to do. Right now, as Bitcoin's price is continuing upwards to some of these key levels of resistance, I'm going to keep taking profit at them. Over in the school the other day, we took some profit right there. Right? I mean, look at this. Let me show you. It was, it would have been right here. On 422, I started my next round of profit taking as we approached that medium take profit zone right here. And look what happened. We came right up to this take profit zone. We bounced off of it. I was taking profits all right here. And now we're pulling back a little bit, opening up the door for a possible higher low, which is the next step in our three-step process. That's what we're going to continue to do. If Bitcoin gives us some sort of higher low, I'm going to be buying on the red days. And then if it starts to pump back up, guess what? I'm going to continue to sell on the green days. It's not complicated, but people are trying to overcomplicate it. You don't need to. Your strategy is supposed to be simple. It's supposed to work for you and make your life easy, not stress you out. And so we're going to continue to just accumulate on the red days, take profit on the green days until we start to see the structure change itself. And again, if you are somebody who wants to start working on building out your own strategies, as well as someone who wants to see all the things that I'm doing, what I'm buying, what I'm selling, and much more, head to the link down in the description below and go check out the school. Because listen, in the school, our mission is very simple. We take crypto investors like yourselves and we give you the tools that you need to create strategies that work for you and make your life easy, because that's what creates a winning investor. And I define a winning investor as someone who's confident and someone who is consistent, so that no matter what's happening in the market at that moment, you're confident to make your moves and you're consistently making gains with those moves. And so if that's someone that you want to be, head to the link down below, go check it out, because the sheer amount of value that we're providing in this thing is insane. You're going to get access to me, daily analysis, daily deep dives, weekly reports, pro trade signals, workshops, exclusive classes, and so much more than you could possibly imagine. So head to the link down below. And the best part is that if you don't find value within your first couple hours, I'll just give you your money back. I think that's a fair deal. So head to the link down below, go check that out, and just keep it simple. Look, the crypto market might pull back. There are a ton of liquidations that are sitting below us. That is okay. This thing retracing does not mean that this is just the same old same and that we're just going to erase all the gains. It is going to happen. We're going to see crypto pull back at some point, probably sooner than later. That is okay. But in the grand scheme of things, this time could very well be different. And that retracement could simply just be a higher low that prepares us for the next move upwards, much different than, of course, just these huge crashes that we had been seeing prior that led us to just continuously going down. So I'll continue to update you as this all does play out. But I did just want to give my thoughts to this growing narrative that I was seeing, and I'd love to hear your thoughts down below. So head to the link down below, go check out all those things. Don't forget to go sign up to BTCC, and let me know in the comments, do you think this pump is different or not? And give me your reasons why. I can't wait to chat with you there. Peace out, everybody.